Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, 8 o'clock. So that means it is time for Top 5 Tuesday. And I'm host from CrateInsider.com. And hey, you know what? I'm here in North Carolina. But Steve's road was not cleared of like the ice and the snow, so it would have been very treacherous for him to drive at night after the road. During the day they get melty and then they freeze at night, and it can be pretty treacherous as far as that goes. So anyway, that's where we were, and I was just worn out last week after. So that's why I wasn't here for Top 5 Tuesday. So I apologize because I love you guys and I wasn't trying to ignore anybody. Just there's been a lot going on. So as you may know, of course, we had the Cars Racing Show in January 7th and 8th. That was in Hickory, and we did massive sales there. And yeah, it's actually surprising if I even have any inventory left, but here we are. So I've got inventory, and of course I've ordered some more stuff. And then this past weekend, I was at the Race Logic Chassis School for the Crate late models. So if you've got a Crate late model and you want to find out the latest in all of the chassis and suspension technology, and really to try to help your program be the best on all levels, whether it's with engines or cooling or brakes or any of those things, I really highly recommend that you check out Race Logic. I actually help Brian with that. Brian is the owner of Race Logic. And when I go, I've been going for years just to talk a little segment about fire suppression and explain fire suppression systems and how they work. But in the last couple of years, I also go and I film the whole thing and then later release it, and it's all broken down in segments, and you can fast forward, rewind, all of that stuff. So that is currently what I'm working on. When I'm not on camera here, I'll be going back to my other computer and I am editing video because it's a whole lot. I mean, it's 2 whole days. It's probably, golly, I'm guessing 12 to 14 hours of video to edit. So it's quite a lot. I mean, it's not going to be up today. I will tell you that. I'll work on it, but in the next few weeks here, it'll be up, but it's well worth it. And you can check that out over on racelogic.vip. We'll drop that link into the description or into the comments, whichever. So racelogic.vip if you're interested in that. This coming weekend, I'll actually be in Littleton, North Carolina, and we'll be doing a Race Logic chassis school for street stocks. And so that will then, again, I'll be videoing all of that. So then that'll be another couple weeks before that one's ready to go. But really valuable. It's really been an honor to be involved with the Race Logic chassis schools and all of that. So with that, I have a couple of things to give away today. And my first thing is, because it's snowing and I'm already thinking of summer, just because I was like, hey, you know what? We have a sleeveless shirt right here, a 2X sleeveless shirt. So if you want to win something live on the show, just drop in a comment. You can say anything you want and just drop in a comment. You'll be entered into our drawing for our sleeveless Crate Insider shirt, which you may not be able to wear, or heck, maybe you will. I'd love to see those pictures. And then secondly, if you know what my sign said a couple of weeks ago, because of course I wasn't on last week. If you know what my sign said last week, then drop that into the comments, and then you'll get a chance to win this Race Logic Chassis School shirt. And this one happens to be an extra large. So to win a Race Logic shirt, again, extra large, then you can drop in what my sign said a couple of weeks ago. And speaking of my sign, I really can't stress this enough. I mean, I hate to be a nag over here. I can tell you that on the retail side of things, I'm doing absolutely everything I can to try to keep stocked up. But it's really hard on both ends. And this has been going on for years and years. This time of year, it's always a lot of demand. And there's only so much room on my shelves. There's only so much room on manufacturers' shelves. So there's not some magical backstock of every single product just sitting somewhere on somebody's shelf. They've got to produce it and ramp up production. And then, of course, now we're in 2022, which, well, we all know we all know the world we live in. And I just want to let you know that we're doing our best. What I will tell you is, if you think for a second that you're going to need headers, then I would order them sooner rather than later. And with those, just giving you the heads up on like with the deal with the companies that I deal with, I do have a few profab headers, but they're for my 525s and for street stocks. That's what's on my shelf. I'm completely out of 604 and 602 dirt late model headers. On the BA end of things, if you want to go with BA headers, they're about 8 weeks out right now. But I will have to give the huge props to Schoenfeld. They are cranking out headers. So if you find yourself needing headers, Schoenfeld's really come in clutch and done a great job. But if you want any of those other brands, you can't pre-order the profab headers with me, but you can go onto my website, go to CrateInsider.com, find the headers you want, leave your email address to get notified when those headers are back in stock. And then just the way our system is set up, the moment we add inventory to the website, it sends out an email to all the people who wanted to be notified, and then we can get those out for you. So there's a lot of other things where it's a good idea to plan ahead and just, yeah, seriously, some of this stuff with longer lead times, definitely try to get ahead of it as soon as you can. All right, let me see here. I'm going to look at some comments here. See, Andrew's here and Scott's here and Ted and Mike and Lily and Jennifer and Mikey. Oh, I think it's Mikey's birthday today. So happy birthday, Mikey. I think I saw that on Facebook. I see Chris is here and Jennifer and Terry. Mike says, I ordered matched valve springs and lockout kit, says out of stock and awaiting fulfillment. Any idea when they'll be back in stock for shipping? Those are items that they're on the road right now. I mean, it's not a long back order and we're getting them back in stock. Not a big problem. Any of you who have ordered air filters from me in the last week, there is a shipment. There's a pallet out there with my name on it that we are trying to find right now, that it shipped in mid-December. So December 14th, it shipped, and it was supposed to be delivered like January 7th. And anyway, we're waiting on that. We're finding it. So just hold on tight and we'll get that out to you as soon as we possibly can. Okay, Rose is here and Willie and Shane and David. And Scott's got a great sense of humor here. And Richard is here from Talladega. So that's great. Thank you all so much for being here. And with our top 5, I've got some products they're in no particular order, but we've been doing top 5 Tuesday for we've been doing this live almost every Tuesday since January of 2018. You guys, this is 18, 19, 20, 21. We're going on 5 years. This is the 5th year of Top 5 Tuesday live, and it actually went on it started back in 2014 with just some posts and then recorded videos, but we've been going live with Top 5 Tuesday this is going on year 5. Pretty crazy. Never thought I would have a live show. I don't know. Just crazy to think about all of that. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. So the top 5, then the number 5 spot this week is from our friends at High Velocity Heads, HVH or Hvh Carb Spacers. I did just get a shipment of these. Got a shipment to, whichever one, but today we'll talk about 604s. This is our 5/8 inch spacer. And yes, I mean, a lot of rules packages will say that you can run a 1-inch spacer. But we have found that the like over the years here is they've added big question. What is the orientation? And it's always possible that the easy way would be to say, hey, if you can read it, then you're going correct direction. Obviously, mistakes can be made. So this way, etched in there, really, it solves all those problems. And with our this runs a 140. All right, next up in the number 4 spot, you've got maybe you've pulled your motor off and putting one or changing cars, all those things. And if you find yourself motor belts, one of our favorites here is the BSB mounts. These are a steel BSB motor mounts. They were $9. Really good seller from our friends over at BP. Next up in the number 3 spot, I just saw these photos. It was great, but I like to see CJ Jones and Melanie Trummer talking about some things. But on the number 3 spot this week is our front drive from Jones. And this is our 1030-S. And it's one of our most popular kits. You've got crank to water pump. You've got your pulleys with your belt and belt as well. So pushes you forward. 617. Now, this is going to work with any of your short style water pumps. Two favorites in that category happen to be Stewart right now, but I do have Stewart's on the shelf. And so if you needing to have a front setup, I can get Jones pump right there. Next up, now this is one where we haven't talked about it a lot on the show. So I was like, this would be a good thing to show people that we have these in stock. And panel. So the access panel, we've got sizes. An 8x16 and an 8x, and this one 8x mil. So we've got several of these. So if you need an access panel, maybe going to your fuel cell, these are really great. You have hardware. It looks like we've got some rivets here. I don't know if those are, yeah, I suppose they are. I need to know more about fast. But our access, you don't have to do the fabrication yourself, makes it simple. So our Dominator access panel, this one, the larger one runs $42, and at least this one right here is on the shelf. I've got the inventory as well with more colors all the time, but I can get any top spot. I'm going to see if there's any other questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in, and I am more than happy to questions here. Oh, Terry says the filters are probably on the way. Yeah, I saw some video there. This is his birthday. He says thanks, and you're older, and some never really thought of the chrome hair. Maybe I wouldn't have. I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to do chrome hair until I absolutely have to. And if you can see it, I don't know. Anyway, don't look. All right, next up in our here is one of our favorites. And this is the MSD. It's the black distributor, even though it shows the red, it's actually a black cap on this. And it's the 8555 Billet Distributor. And it's our favorite out of all of the distributors. So, and this runs, no. I don't know. I guess we'll get some price tags on these at some point. It's on the website. Here it is. Maybe. Things to make in here. I think it runs off the top of my head. I think it runs like $29.95, but I could be wrong. It's in that neighborhood anyway. And maybe that's what it is. They were selling too fast for us to put the labels on. So we'll get some labels on those. Well, with that, let me see. I'm going to have some help here from Tori in the office. And let me find there we go. She's probably picked some winners for us. And so our first winner with the sleeveless shirt, because of course everybody needs a sleeveless shirt when there's snow on the ground. And that is going to be Shane Hyatt. So Shane, if you would please send Crate Insider's Facebook page a private message with your address, and we'll get this sent out to you. And for knowing my sign and the we've got this Race Logic t-shirt right here, and this is going to Chris Dick. So Chris, if you would send Crate Insider's Facebook page a private message with your address, we will send that out. And I do encourage all of you to check out, especially if you've got a dirt lay model or a street stock, to check out our racelogic.vip website and take a look at what we're doing over there, what Brian's doing over there. I'm just shooting video. So, the knowledge that's there is all on the amazing instructors that are a part of that are a whole part of that chassis school. So with that, I think that's everything. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I do plan on being back again on Monday of next week. Wish us luck on this whole weather situation that we are in North Carolina. It is what it is. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great week. See ya.